LifeCycleVC Advisory Services partners with you from startup through transition. This presentation will provide you with an overview of 5 stages of a business's capital planning process. We'll begin by talking about how to raise capital. We'll then move into talking about an exit strategy, and then we'll conclude by discussing growth by acquisition. The first stage, which is part of raising capital, is when you go into what we call an investor-led stage. This is where startups and early stage companies generally find that after their friends and family round, I like to call it friends, family, and fraternity, they then need some next level of capital, which is oftentimes somewhere between that $250,000 to $1 million to move from startup to traction. The company can either be at the concept stage or operational, but need to raise capital to move forward. This is where building a plan to engage with investors on various online platforms starts the process of sourcing angel investor interest. It is imperative to fully market yourself compliantly where business plan only solicitations are allowed, and this is generally for accredited investors only. Oftentimes, investor interest is limited until you have an active or lead investor. During this stage 1, we help you source a lead investor to engage and develop a syndicate designed to drive interest and other investors to your offering. You then move into the stage 2, which is generally centered around private offerings. These are offerings you'll generally hear about called regulation or Reg D offerings. They're subsequent to an angel round or of financing and prior to a public offering, which we'll talk about in a minute, which are regulation or Reg A offerings. An entrepreneur may need to raise additional capital to support the company and to possibly finance this next going public process. By enacting a Reg D private offering, you can sell your own securities privately, raising from, say, $1 million upwards of $10 million. And since there's no limit on the Reg D 506, you can adjust that upwards if you need to. And you privately sell your securities from your own website to investors who are essentially buying pre-public shares at a discount. This option is very appealing to early stage investors who like the idea of the possibility of a liquidity event within a short period of time. And that liquidity event could be premised by, again, a public offering utilizing the new regulation or Reg A provisions provided under the Jobs Act. Going concerns or existing businesses, as well as the entrepreneurs who may have gone through the previous 2 steps successfully, will then land in this process of being able to raise upwards of $50 million by doing a Regulation A offering. The exemption provides for what's called a testing of the waters, where you can conduct a limited marketing campaign to assess the effectiveness of doing a full public offering. Proceeding with the Reg A is not for the faint of heart, but it provides the opportunity to raise significant capital by selling stock to the general public, which means you can sell to accredited as well as non-accredited investors. Potential investors log in to a funding platform from your website or separate landing pages should you produce it that way, where they compliantly consummate the actual sales transaction. After going again public, the next step is possibly considering how you're going to exit the business. And so remember, exit planning begins at the startup. A business's life cycle should be designed to support employee retirement plans as well as the founder's exit strategy. However, employees have retirement rights while founders only have opportunities. So how are you building your opportunity for a well-financed exit strategy? Founders oftentimes become so focused in the moment while building their businesses, they lose sight of their exit plan. This is where LifeCycleVC excels in helping you keep on track from startup through exit. We'll begin a process by helping you to determine and then walking through implementation of some sell-side services. LifeCycleVC leverages the corporate executive experiences of its principals and senior staff to manage the intended sales process for its clients. We deliver large M&A firm services to sell and find mid-sized businesses through its advisors who have many years of experience at executive levels. We'll then help you to figure out if possibly buy-side services might be right for you. LifeCycleVC prides itself on offering high-quality, comprehensive buyer services for companies and individuals seeking to purchase or grow by acquisition. We customize our services to fit your time and budget. So thank you for spending this time to hear about our advisory services. For a look into how we stay accountable to you for all these services that we offer, please visit our LifeCycleVC client portal video.